To say the weather is great for the Ottawa Senators right now would be an understatement. They won again last night and are 5 in a row for the first time since 2017. Just 3 points behind a playoff spot, with new ownership arriving, a runway at LeBreton Flats nearing completion, and the core of the team looking ready and locked in years to come. There's a lot to be excited about at this event. It's unlikely they'll make it the playoffs though, but even if they don't, there's a lot to look forward with this group of players. I can't remember being really that optimistic about the team, which is the focus of today's question. Honestly, Senators have had their fair share of incredible teams and they should definitely have won the Stanley Cup in past. It's not when you feel most optimistic overall, but it's last time you feel about the overall state of series before 2023. Any other point during this rebuild? This may seem strange in retrospect, but at time of Duchene's trade to Ottawa, Senators were 6-3-5 and had qualified for conference finals previous season. Despite losing to Kyle Turris on the deal, this is now seen as a win-win move and we hope they will continue to add in before the 2018 playoffs. We know what happened next, but there was real excitement when this trade was made. Man, Ottawa was so close in 2017. I guess you could set overtime in Game 7 as a sure moment for that as well. But after Game 3, you felt like Ottawa would really win the cup. They had just disbanded the Penguins 5-1 and kicked Marc-Andre Fleury off the net. The Anaheim Ducks and Nashville Predators West look very beatable and somehow the Senators needed 2 wins in 4 games to reach finals, suggesting that their Cinderella run could result a championship. Unfortunately, I don't know if people should be thinking too much about the future of the team as this run goes on, but I don't think we're going to have any more fun than we did when Ottawa went 20-3. They've been third in their last 26 games, largely thanks to Andrew Hammond, even though the team had just finished 7th in the Eastern Conference. It still had a relatively young core of Erik Karlsson, Mark Stone, Kyle Turris, Mike Hoffman, Mika Zibanejad, Bobby Ryan, J.G. Pageau and some good supporting players. This run looked like it could be the start of something better, which we achieved momentarily in 2017. For a team that has only made it to the playoffs 5 times in the last 15 seasons, they've had many memorable playoff moments. Beating the Montreal Canadiens 4-1 in 2013 was one of them, especially since 2 of their wins were 6-1 kills. As with previous option, Ottawa had a good young core. Even more promising prospects are approaching, so getting to second round was very impressive and future looked bright. Despite missing Erik Karlsson Jason Spezza for most of regular season, Jason Spezza scored winner of match against Rangers in Game 5 at Madison Square Garden, and all Ottawa had to do was win one of next 2 games to advance round 2. The Senators were very weak in 8th place that year, and they were barely starting to bring in top candidates like Mark Stone and Jakob Silfverberg. As with previous points, things were going well for Ottawa. 2007 was clearly year Senators went farthest in playoffs. And who can forget Daniel Alfredsson's heroic overtime winner against Buffalo Sabers to send them into finals? While the 2007 team wasn't their best roster, they were still a dominant team. And it wasn't the first time they were drowning under pressure. The trophy seemed to be coming home and there were no signs of slowing down as it might have been in 2017. The 2006 team has case to be the best Senator team of all time, as they top Eastern Conference with 113 points and are loaded in every position. They easily beat Lightning 4-1 in round 1, and the only team that could potentially be tough for them seemed to be the Detroit Red Wings with 124 points. The Red Wings didn't even make it out of first round, and Ottawa eventually relegated to the Sabers in second round. The only other team that could potentially be called the best in franchise history was the 2002-03 team. which again scored 113 points. They beat New York Islanders and Philadelphia Flyers in first 2 rounds and then trailed 3-1 against New Jersey Devils in conference finals. Chris Phillips was the overtime hero who kept their season alive in Game 6. Ultimately, of course, it wasn't enough, but for the first time, they were 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. So you are there. Many memorable moments over the years and many times when it was easy to be optimistic about the team. Remember, the question isn't when feel most optimistic, but when you feel more optimistic about Senators than currently do.